What a not a great race to be racing.
Qatar 2025, the lights go out. Lewis Hamilton, 7-time world champion, the man who rewrote history, starts from position 18. The car beneath him? Described by his own team as having zero performance. The expectations? Non-existent. But what happened over the next 57 laps wasn't just a comeback, it was a demolition of everything Ferrari thought they knew about their own machine. Because when Hamilton crossed the line, he didn't just score points.
And then I had to double stack, obviously, and I lost places.
I was stuck behind Lewis.
What a not a great race to be racing.
He exposed a truth so uncomfortable, so undeniable, that it left Fred Vasseur speechless, and Charles Leclerc questioning everything. So how did a driver in the worst car on the grid humiliate the entire paddock? And why is Ferrari now more terrified of what Hamilton revealed than of losing the championship itself? Let's rewind to Friday. The SF-25 arrived in Lusail like a wounded animal, unstable, unpredictable, uncontrollable. Hamilton was eliminated in Q1 twice. Once in the sprint shootout, once in the main qualifying. Not because he lost his edge, not because he cracked under pressure, but because the car physically refused to go faster. Over the radio, his voice was flat, emotionless. The car won't go any quicker. That wasn't frustration, that was acceptance. Charles Leclerc, he barely made Q3, and when he did, he spun violently, pushing the car beyond what it could handle just to scrape into 8th. Both drivers, same car, same chaos. Ferrari's engineers admitted openly. Development on the SF-25 stopped in April. They'd shifted focus to 2026. Translation, the car Hamilton was driving in Qatar was the same broken machine from 6 months ago. While McLaren, Red Bull, and Mercedes refined their platforms race after race, Ferrari stood still. And in Formula One, standing still means falling backwards. But that was just the start. Sunday morning, Hamilton starts P18. The team's internal projections? No points, no miracles, just damage limitation. Even rival driver Pierre Gasly walked up to Hamilton after qualifying and said it plainly, "It looks so bad." That's not trash talk. That's concern from a competitor who could see what Ferrari was trying to hide. But then, the lights went out, and Lewis Hamilton began to drive like a man possessed. Lap 1, aggressive, clean, surgical, he carved through the midfield. By lap 15, he was inside the points. By lap 30, he was matching podium pace. On hard tires, in a car his own team called unmanageable. The engineers were baffled. The data didn't align. The simulator said this was impossible. And yet, there he was. Here's what Ferrari didn't expect. Hamilton didn't just drive the SF-25, he decoded it. While Leclerc fought the car's instability with aggression, Hamilton took a different approach. He found new braking zones, altered his cornering lines, smoothed every transition. He turned off the negativity, the criticism, the chaos, and entered what Ferrari engineers quietly call race mode. It's the mental space where Hamilton becomes untouchable, where external noise vanishes, where only execution matters. And in Qatar, that execution destroyed every excuse Ferrari had prepared. The tire management? Flawless. He ran a massive overcut, while rivals melted their compounds on Lusail's abrasive asphalt. The overtakes? Calculated, surgical, relentless. The mistakes? Zero. Hamilton didn't just survive Qatar, he turned an undrivable car into a weapon. And when Fred Vasseur was asked about it after the race, he had no answer. Because Hamilton had just done something the entire engineering department said was impossible. He proved the car could work if the driver understood it deeply enough. And that revelation changed everything. For Ferrari, this wasn't a victory, it was a crisis. Because if Hamilton can extract performance from the SF-25 that Leclerc cannot, then the problem isn't just the car, it's the interpretation of the car. Charles Leclerc came into Qatar convinced the SF25 had zero performance. He said it publicly. He believed it. Hamilton proved him wrong on the same weekend, in the same conditions, with the same machine. Internally, that creates a dangerous crack. When a team's lead driver describes the car as undrivable, but his teammate extracts podium pace from it, development becomes compromised. Technical decisions are built on driver feedback, and if that feedback doesn't match performance reality, the direction is lost. Leclerc isn't slow, but Hamilton's comeback exposed a gap in racecraft adaptation and mental resilience that Ferrari cannot ignore. And now, the Italian press, which spent months questioning Hamilton's move to Maranello, has gone silent because Qatar proved why Ferrari signed him. Not for his name, not for his legacy, but because in impossible conditions, Lewis Hamilton finds solutions that others don't even know exist. So, what happens next? Scenario 1, Ferrari listens. They study Hamilton's telemetry, dissect his inputs, and build Project 677, the 2026 car, around his feedback. The result? A championship-winning machine designed by the only driver who truly understood the SF25's limits. Scenario 2, Ferrari panics. They see Hamilton's performance as a threat to Leclerc's confidence. Internal politics poison the partnership, and by mid-2026, Hamilton walks, taking every lesson he learned with him. Scenario 3, the paddock watches. Red Bull, McLaren, Mercedes, they all see what Hamilton just did, and they realize that even at this stage of his career, even in a broken car, Lewis Hamilton is still the most dangerous driver on the grid. Was Qatar a one-off miracle or a blueprint for Ferrari's future? Can Charles Leclerc recover his confidence, or has Hamilton's comeback permanently shifted the team's internal hierarchy? And here's the question no one at Maranello wants to answer. If Lewis Hamilton can do this with a car that has zero performance, what happens when Ferrari finally gives him a car that works? One thing's certain, the 2026 season won't be decided by horsepower or aerodynamics. It'll be decided by the driver who can turn chaos into control. If you made it this far, you already know this isn't just about Ferrari's struggles. It's about what happens when the greatest driver of a generation refuses to accept defeat. So tell me, is Lewis Hamilton Ferrari's savior or their biggest problem?